Happy Devils Monday night. This is The Woo Report. The Woo Report, episode 295. Titled Devils Rising to the Challenge. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network. Coming to you live from the Primetime Radio bunker in beautiful New Jersey. Apparently there's winter weather coming. But the Woo Report goes on. I see Ted1775. I met Ted yesterday at American Whiskey when I was setting up. It's always good to see our fans coming by, saying hello. I was telling Chico Resch earlier today that we have fans from all over the world. From Australia, Switzerland, Germany, Austria, the UK. We've got the Scottish contingent coming over from overseas, coming to American Whiskey. Nova Scotia. And I know. It's the Devils fans against the world. We are all uniting right now, as this is a great team to watch. After 10 years of suffering, after 10 years of heartache, that you can be really, really proud and confident that your New Jersey Devils are going to be rising to the challenge. And last night, I forgot who said this. I think it's either Jesper Bratt or one of the Devils said that last night was a preseason to the playoffs, but let me tell you what. Last night, the Rock was rocking. The fans were chanting. The fans knew that the Carolina Hurricanes, their window is closing, I would assume. I thought they were the top dogs of the Metropolitan Division and even the NHL before the season started. But the Devils are rising. The Devils are figuring it out. Your New Jersey Devils are finding ways to win. And last night was a convincing fashion 3-0 victory over Carolina. Vitek Vanacek needing to step it up with the shutout. No doubt that the Devils have goaltending. They have goaltending. And John Marino, a chip on his shoulder, he is in playoff mode. And expect John Marino and Ryan Graves to be very effective in the playoffs and shutting down top lines. And we talked about this for the last couple years. I coined the phrase the no fun zone, the NFZ, thinking that the Devils were soft for so many years. But they are learning, my friends. Doing what it takes to win. There were a couple instances where they needed to protect the goalie, and they are now coming together as a team, having each other's back. And that is very important because the Devils are actually somewhat intimidating now. They will out-hustle you. Their speed kills. This whole time, I was worried about the Beefalitics. I was worried about if they were too soft. I was worried if they would be a paper tiger out there. But we're seeing good things, but I caution you. The playoffs is a different animal. But when you have a guy like Andre Palat, you brought in Curtis Lazar. I even put Timo Meier in the mix a little bit. You're really going to they're just tough right now, the Devils. I don't know how to explain it. I really didn't think they had it in them. But they're really coming together as a team, knowing that the team concept is the way to win, not individual effort, especially Jack Hughes, to just do all the work. Lindy Ruff can roll 4 lines right now, and he's got the depth he needs. He's pushing all the right buttons, putting back Jesper Bratt on the Timo Meier, Jack Hughes line. It was like so good to be back with his old line mates. Well, except for Timo Meier's only been for only 5 games, which, by the way, he's going to break out against the Tampa series. And that's what, the NHL scheduling has the Sunshine State teams all lined up in the next 4 games. You've got Tampa on Tuesday at the Rock for Game 1. Tampa on Thursday this week for Game 2. Game 3, let's just pretend the Florida Panthers are the, Florida team. All right, they're Game 3 as a placeholder Saturday at sunrise. And then Game 4 against Tampa on the road. This is going to be like a mini series for your New Jersey Devils. And I'll tell you what, I'm confident. And I know you've got to think that Tampa Bay Lightning are missing Palat. But Palat is a New Jersey Devil. And I think right now what we have here, folks, is a young team rising. And the fans are just enjoying it. I mean, you can feel it at American Whiskey. Fans pre-gaming, fans talking hockey, fans drinking beers, eating, chanting. Just a good time at American Whiskey. And the fun's just starting, folks. I've been thinking about Devils Rangers all day long on March 30th. But I want to get too ahead of myself. I like to see more out of Timo Meier. I like to see Lazar contributing to the New Jersey Devils. But it's going to take a little time. And as Ted says, who are the Rangers? Well, they have fans, but I don't think they have as much fun as we do as Devils fans. Like, it was a good time last night, on a Sunday night no less. For me, I got home at 2 p.m. 2 a.m. in the morning after American Whiskey. I live a little bit far out from Newark. I went to bed happy. Got up in the morning, a little tired, a little groggy, but knowing that the Devils are surging, it does feel like the playoffs right now. It really does. And as the weather starts to get warmer, and as soon as you can put your T-shirt on and shorts, with the exception of Shorts Guy, because that's all he ever wears, unless he's, at his day job, it's going to feel like playoff weather soon enough. And we're about a month out. 30 days from now, a month from now, we're going to be watching the last game of the season when the Devils take on the Washington Capitals for a viewing party with Arlette at Stagehouse Tavern in Mountainside, New Jersey, 1099 Route 22 eastbound side. The Let's Go Devils podcast is going to be there. Arlette's going to be entertaining. It is time for even the fans to put their petty differences. I see it on social media all the time. Put it away when the playoffs arrive. We must unite as a fan base. It's only fun to win when you have the fans engaged. And I believe in the seventh skater, folks. I believe in the seventh skater. I believe in you, the New Jersey Devils fan. Yeah, we don't agree sometimes. We agree to disagree. Yeah, maybe it gets a little bit tense on the social media circuit, but that's okay. I like intensity, to be honest with you. I like it when fans are intense. But you have to focus on what the big picture is. The big picture is winning the Stanley Cup together. And I love that feeling. I remember in 2003, my friends and I, who I met in the parking lot just a few years prior, that was like a cup run for the ages because we were there with season tickets from the first preseason game. My buddy actually got kicked out of a Devils-Rangers preseason game at Continental Airlines Arena. I forgot what it was for, but I think it was something stupid. If you remember back in those days at Continental Airlines Arena, the Redcoats is what we called them. They were security. You know, they would wear these like crimson-like coats. We call them the Redcoats. The Redcoats are coming. The Redcoats are coming because they were so strict. And I think he accidentally, I don't know, took too many of, he was washing his hands in the bathroom. I wasn't there to witness this, but allegedly he was washing his hands and he was trying to get one of those towels out of that dispenser, and he couldn't get it because it gets stuck up there, so he tried his best, and he actually, took it off the wall. And, of course, a redcoat comes in, and he kicks him out because he thought he was, damaging property at Continental Airlines Arena, and he got thrown out of the game in the second period. Back in those days, I called him on my StarTAC, my Motorola StarTAC phone. I had no idea where he was. I thought he got mad or something. And there he was at my car after the game drinking because he got kicked out of the game. But anyway, besides that, Devil's Joint says the Redcoats got my brother. The Redcoats were just terrible. Terrible at the old Continental Airlines Arena. I remember John Madden had a hat trick, and people were throwing their hats on the ice, and because the Redcoats, the security at Continental Airlines Arena, were actually throwing fans out and going down to the basement to get them banned, a lifetime ban at the Meadowlands property. It was bad back then. Only find out years later. I don't know how true this is. If anybody can tell me if there's any truth to it, you could DM me on Twitter at Primetime Sam Wu. But someone told me years ago that the reason why the Redcoats hated us, Devils fans, for many years. Now, I thought it was because the NJSCA and the Devils were divorcing because the Devils were leaving the complex, the Meadowlands complex, to go to Newark, if you remember. I thought it was because of that. That was part of the reason, but according to somebody, I don't know, people like to make stuff up, I don't know, said that the reason why the Redcoats, the security at Continental Airlines Arena, were bad to us is because they hired some union. They were part of a union that was from New York City, apparently. I don't know. And they were all Ranger fans. I don't know about that, but if anybody can confirm that, that'd be interesting to me. But that's in the past. I love it at the Rock. I don't have problems with security at the Rock. I high five everybody. We just, we always have a good time at the Rock. You know what they said? They said it would never happen in Newark. It would never work, and I think it's working out just fine. I think it's just fine. Ted said, I missed out on attending games at Continental. Funny because I've been visiting American Dream Mall often the past few years. Look, if the outdoor game is at MetLife Stadium, which is on the Meadowlands complex, and the Devils are playing, you know what? It's like the old Brendan Byrne Arena is like a shrine to us Devils fans that attended. I mean, that's going to be an interesting thing. I mean, the storylines of that would be just incredible because that's where the Devils originated from. You know, at Brendan Byrne Arena, which is across, you know, the cattle tunnel to Giant Stadium at the time, now MetLife Stadium. Where we used to tailgate right now is now a parking garage. Yeah, I mean, they took that away from us. I've had so many great moments at that tailgate. I used to tailgate all the time. I mean, there was a secret to the madness. I was younger, obviously, back then. But if you get to the parking lot, back in those days, you get to the parking lot before 4 p.m., you didn't have to pay. You just go right by it. And if you were really ballsy, you would off-road into the parking lot and not pay at all. I only did that once, but that was for a Giants game, skipping the line because I had to get to the game. It was the Giants-Eagles game. And that was the win and in game anyway. And I think that was the win and in game. I think, yeah, my buddy and I got tickets at the last second for Giants-Eagles, the win and in game, I think where Jeremy Shockey caught that ball to tie the game or something like that, and it was like a field goal that was involved. If I remember correctly, I found out we got the tickets at 11:45 a.m. for a 1 p.m. game, Giants game. Somehow, I was able to off-road into the parking lot, like I skipped the line to pay, and then our friends actually had a spot for us. They cleared out their tailgate, had a spot for us, got the tickets, went inside, and then afterwards, I believe that was the game that the Devils were playing the Capitals at 8 p.m., if I'm not mistaken. Anybody correct me if I'm wrong, but that's how my memory is working. And so I got to see 2 overtime games. One, the Giants-Eagles game, and then the Devils-Capitals game afterwards. That was probably like the best 12-hour sports of my life. Go and watch my Giants and Devils as well. All right, so I'm getting off a little topic up here. Looking on the social media, there's not much news going on, really. Seeing some of the comments on the YouTube Live, just Steve Engel and Devil's Joint just talking. Denny in the Facebook Live says, Tampa will be good test, heavy on the puck and physical. Absolutely. I think it's going to be a great test. They're going to get a kind of a playoff test because now they have to play the same team consecutive nights, just almost simulating like a playoff series. And I think that's good. I think the Devils got lucky that the NHL scheduling turned out to be that way. Michael says, sup, whoa. Well, what's up, Michael Pedrosa in the Facebook Live? Want to hear your questions or comments. Still the debate. And, but yeah, Ramona says, let's go Devils. Hello, Ramona. Welcome to the Woo Report, Ramona. I'm glad you're doing well. Also, I want to give a shout out to Anthony LaPena as well. I think he's very busy. He used to chime in with his daughter, Tori, 5-year-old daughter, Tori, as well. But he moved, so, he's a pretty busy guy right now. I can't imagine what he's going through. Select the Boy says, what's up at Sam? What's up, Select the Boy? But yeah, this is what we do as Devils fans. We chat it up. We talk. But we must rise to the challenge just like our New Jersey Devils. It's very important. Jack Hughes wow. How excited were you when Jack Hughes scored that goal? He acted like a thief because he was. He stole the puck and scored unassisted. Vinny Ruskowski says, what do you believe? Hold on a sec. What do you believe it would take us to beat the Rags in round one? What's the main strategy? You know what, at this point, I think it's too early. Too early to talk about that because your New Jersey Devils could be number one in the Metropolitan Division after game 82. But to answer your question about the New York Rangers, well, number one, again, still too early. But the Rangers, in my opinion, are trying to really sort out all the new acquisitions that they've acquired. Patrick Kane, Tarasenko. Obviously, they got some of the core from last season. I think, look, that will be a brutal series just because the rivalry goes way back and infamous games that NHL Network just loves to just play over and over and over and over again with the Messier guarantee or Henrique, it's over. Yes, I know, Ramona, that Anthony moved to Kentucky. I'm well aware of that. We're friends on Facebook. I see it all the time. But to answer your question, the main strategy, Vinny, is that you have to stay true to yourself, the New Jersey Devils. Speed kills. And I think the key thing against the Rangers is that you want them to play your game versus the other way around. Shesterkin is obviously a great goaltender. The Devils, as of now, are getting great goaltending in the last few games. Vitek Vanacek is back on track, hopefully. Akira Schmid, who was third on the depth chart starting this season, is now looking like a number one goaltender with Mackenzie Blackwood, Mac Black coming back. But the strategy really with the Devils is keep pushing the ice. Make the Rangers skate. I don't want to get into fights with the Rangers, from a beefalitic standpoint. But you've got to defend your teammates, and you know that they're going to try to hit Jack Hughes. But if you can neutralize the core of the New York Rangers, and I think Ryan Graves and John Marino are going to do an excellent job. Kreider, Panarin, all those guys, you got Kane, Tarasenko, all that, Lafreniere, Capocacco. I think the Devils, the main strategy is to roll four lines. Roll the four lines. And good things will happen. But I think what I'm really worried about with the Devils is if it's a physical series, will they get out-muscled? And last night, my opinion is starting to be swayed that they won't get out-muscled, but that's just one game in a regular season. I need to see more. And I think but the intangibles are there with Palat, and then you have Lazar, some veterans on the team, on a very young Devils team. I think they're going to be okay. But I think right now the goal is to get as deep as possible in the playoffs, and that's not, sounds like Captain Obvious, but in the development of the New Jersey Devils and their young team, you want to get as many playoff games in as possible. Obviously, the goal is to win the Stanley Cup. That's Captain Obvious. But the longer the playoffs go for the New Jersey Devils, the happier the fans will be and the more experience that Jack Hughes, Nico Hischier, and the rest of the young core, Jesper Bratt, Timo Meier, will have under their belt. And I think that's going to be the great strategy. Lindy Ruff is rolling four lines and out-hustle the opponents. Boston Bruins losing Detroit. Are they starting to fizzle a little bit? Is there enough time for the Devils to possibly catch the Bruins while they're slumping? Not likely. But right now, sitting at 94 points right now, the New Jersey Devils? Is it 92 or 94? I think it's 94 points right now. They're going to get over 100 points. They're going to get a playoff spot. And it's amazing how the Devils are really second to, and some would argue that Carolina is still in first place just because of all these, because of scheduling. In my mind, whoever's got the most regulation wins should be number one. But you know what? I don't make the rules. The NHL does, so whatever. But plus one game in hand for the Carolina Hurricanes. But is there enough time to catch the Boston Bruins? I think they're going to give them a run for the money. Who would ever thought that the Devils would have 94 points right now, but still not on top of the NHL? That's how good the Bruins season has been. And the Devils are having a phenomenal season. They've been winning a lot of games, a lot of big games. Johnny Houston's been since 2012 to get 100 or more. They will get the 100 points. Jack Hughes, I'm confident, is going to get 40 goals. Dawson Mercer, he may hit 30, although I think he'll top out at 24 goals. R. Nunez corrected me. Both New Jersey and Carolina have 32 regulation wins. Yes, okay, but they have more shootout wins, R. Nunez, which is really what was separating the two for a long time before they got tied. But I get your point. Jack Hughes for the Hart Trophy, says Ted. Gushers 500 says hi. Hello, Stacy White, the Facebook Live. Tomorrow, Game Day Live and Devils After Dark after the game. Ramona is asking, Sam, what do you think about Bratt and Hughes' game last night? I think it's just a match made in heaven. The Bratt came back via Lindy Ruff, and they did really well. They did really well. The chemistry is there between Bratt and Jack. Ted says if Jack gets shafted out of the Hart Trophy, it will be because of politics. Well, I think it's also because Connor McDavid is, ripping it up this season. But, yeah, a lot of it's politics. Thank you, R. Nunez. Yeah, the Devils have won a lot of overtime games. Devils have a lot of comeback victories, which is good. But, again, this is all in the regular season. When the playoffs start, the Devils have to really go to what got them in the playoffs in the first place. Their speed. Speed kills. All right, so I'm going to drop the podcast at midnight for your morning afternoon commute. So we saw the numbers today on the downloads for Monday, and it was very impressive. Not the record, but pretty close. It was awesome. And I can't thank you enough, fans, for tuning in, making us part of your lives. Just a reminder, American Whiskey, 51 Edison Place, across the street from Prudential Center, across the street from Devil's Den store, is the place to be. We had Kevin on last night on Devils After Dark. Kevin, the silent partner of American Whiskey. We were talking about the fans. We were talking about, our partnership with American Whiskey, the Let's Go Devils podcast. It's working out well. It's pregame. I suggest you get there early. I won't be there tomorrow. I think Shorts Guy may be there on Thursday. I got to talk to him about it. We have daily lives too. We all have careers and other jobs aside from this. But our next major event is the March 30th against the New York Rangers, when the Devils take on the New York Rangers. And we're going to turn this into a big pep rally before game day live. And actually, Kevin vouched that he likes my music. I know Beer Baron made fun of me that I'm playing off of an iPod from 2006, but you know what? It's good to know that people have good taste in music. I'll play some AC/DC. I'll play some Drowning Pool. A little variety there. Maybe I'll play Biggie. Does anybody want Biggie? I'm taking requests right now. Ted says, Sam, when are you going to interview Jack Hughes? I don't know. Maybe one day. I like to actually interview Dawson Mercer in the Dawson Mercer voice, but I know some people don't like it. Yeah. The soft-spoken partner, says Arnunez. No hip-hop or rap, rock all day, every day. Steve Engel, there are some hip-hop songs that do go well. You got to realize we are in Newark. There's nothing wrong with Biggie. There's nothing wrong with Eminem every once in a while. It's just a flow. That's why we have DJ Shelley to figure that stuff out. But when she's not there, I'll be DJing. Let's see here. All right, folks. Ever heard of Redman? Yes. Redman. I used to listen to LL Cool J. I actually used to have a system back in high school, with the big subwoofers, those big kickers, two 15-inch kickers in the back of the Jeep. Used to annoy the heck out of everybody. Used to actually play that out loud, tailgating at the Meadowlands. Naughty by Nature. Yeah, you could do a little Naughty by Nature. Yes, I had a system, a Woo system. Devil's Joint says. Yeah, it's boy, if you guys ever knew the fun I used to have when I was younger, I feel like an old man right now. 25 years ago, yeah. All right, well, I'm just dragging out this podcast a little too long, but thank you for all those tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow. Devils After Dark, after the game, but Game Day Live, Vinny Parisi and I. It's going to be fun. And, yeah. Going to hit the music. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Let's Go Devils. Twitter at Let's Go Devils Pod. And Facebook at Let's Go Devils Podcast. Steve Engel says he likes the jacket. Yeah, this is what you get to wear when you're a Devils season ticket holder. Or a Devils member, apparently. Alrighty, getting out of here. I'm babbling. Peace out, Sam. Chant, let's go Devils. Yes, chant, let's go Devils. We're tied for first place right now, folks. And our theme song is the AC/DC song. It's a long way to the top. We'll play that at American Whiskey before the games. Thank you, Ted. Till next time, this is the Will Report. Let's go Devils.